Hey everybody, my name's Goofy Gang and welcome back to my RuneScape Dragonwilds series, I guess you could call it, kind of a series that we're starting out here on the channel. Last time we went to the fire caves for our first attempt. We went in blind, we defeated the fire caves on our first try and made it to Fuzan, and then we got smoked by Fuzan when we learned that we need to keep our eye on the dragon, because he's got some sort of crazy attack at half health that just one-shots your ass with a giant fire stream. So we want to avoid that. On top of that, I decided to do a little bit of extra prep to just get a little bit better food. So I fished some monkfish and was farming some bunny cactuses. You can get the cactus steaks from the bunny cactuses and then make them into monkfish skewers with the cooked monkfish, which gives, I believe, 110 HP. It also gives cooling effects against the sun's heat, and it just overall seemed like a good food to be using against Fuzan. I figured it was time to finally start utilizing fishing and go about it that way, which I have not really been doing up to this point. I've basically ignored fishing. So we did have a goblin attack, a warband attack on our base here. The nice thing about having a base in the starter area is that the warbands that attack are always going to be all level 1 and 2. So with my tier 7 gear, I just absolutely smash these guys. There's another bander on the corner we're going to go grab. But yeah, I very much enjoy the it's basically just a power fantasy when these guys attack because you just one-shot them all, and it's just nice. I guess two-shot in some cases, but just beautiful. Love to see it. Another realization that I kind of came to in my fight with Fuzan is that inventory management is more important than I may have realized in this game. Um, just like in real RuneScape, inventory management is such a huge part of the game. Here in Dragonwilds, you've only got the 8 hotkeys, and it's really important to make sure that when you're doing intense combat scenarios, that all 8 hotkeys are actually useful for the combat. So, in my last video, if you saw it, there was a couple times where I was struggling trying to switch to the right things. I had a pickaxe in my hotkey, which obviously I didn't need a pickaxe in the fight. I wasn't utilizing any of the runes in the hotkeys to swap between. I didn't bring any potions. So this time we're just making sure that we're actually ready. So we will be looking basically in total for our monkfish skewers. We're going to be bringing in some attack potions and some magic potions. We're going to make sure we've got the cooling drinks just to help with the sun scorch effect, which I don't think the sun scorch effect actually has any sort of like real bearing on the fight. I think it's kind of just more there to psych you out. I haven't actually been sun scorched ever during that first fight. It never happened, so I could be wrong about that, but we'll see. But anyway, so we've had to make a trip into the blighted swamp here to collect some toad flax because I didn't have any toad flax and I need them to make the attack potions. So we had to come to this cursed place. I really hate this swamp. I have not spent a lot of time here, which makes sense as to why I had no toad flax, because this is the only place you can get them. So, but with that being said, we just needed a quick little nap to refresh our energy, and it is time to return to Fuzan's fight caves. And I'm not sure if we have to do the fight caves again, or I mean, I wasn't sure if we had to do the fight caves again. But turns out we did not. Once you beat the fight caves once, it's done. You can just go straight to Fuzan, and we're here for round 2. So without further ado, enjoy my second attempt at Fuzan, the Red Dragon General. So throughout the fight, he is going to shoot these little fire meteors around. They're pretty easy to dodge. You'll see a big red and orange circle pop up on the ground. You just roll out of the way or walk around out of the way. Very easy to dodge those. I have found that air magic works really well against dragons. They have a weakness to it, so using those air spells can hit some good damage against them if you're trying to keep them at a distance. Just a little tip. I did bring all 3 combat styles for this fight, so I have my adamant crossbow, I've got my master's staff, and I have my adamant sword, as well as adamant plate body and adamant legs, and then the infinity rope hat. I like having one piece of magic gear. I usually do the magic hat and then the melee plate and legs. The reason that I do that is I don't particularly care about the third set bonus for melee, which is just increased damage against stun targets. I much prefer the first bonus for magic over that, which is a increase in how quickly your stamina recovers. I just find that it's kind of a nice synergy between those. So that's what I rock as my main armor set. So you'll see there, occasionally he's going to shoot out these kind of blasts at you. You just basically want to roll away, dodge away from any of those. When he does the horizontal fire sweep, you can roll right through that to avoid damage. And then when he shoots out the little, I don't know what you call them, the rocky fire trails at you, just roll out of the way. And just make sure you're managing that stamina. You don't want to run out of stamina and get caught. So you could potentially combo you up pretty hard. When he starts heating up the floor in a circular motion like this, you just want to run to the front and then go in a circle. And then at the end, he's going to drop down in the middle and just run or roll away if you're not caught in the middle there. You will take burn damage if you're standing on the hot tiles, but don't panic about it too much because it's not going to stack you out immediately. Just make sure you're managing your health and keeping it high. Water spells can be good to help with your health maintenance and secondary attacks to heal up. And then when he does that big sweep through there, make sure you're not standing on the red rectangle, obviously, because that he does have the potential to one-shot you depending on what your health is. It does over 200 damage if you get hit by it. Don't ask me how I know. And then, yeah, keep your eye on the dragon. So turns out, doesn't matter if you keep your eye on the dragon, he's still going to smoke you with that. So we're back for the third attempt, and yeah, we got killed the same way. So it seems like at half health, he does this huge fire blast attack, and it is actually telegraphed by that Dragonwild sign in the middle of the screen. I learned that in that last playthrough. So, yeah, without further ado, enjoy my final attempt at Fuzan. And not to, make excuses for myself or anything, I was playing pretty poorly in this last attempt here. You'll see I almost got killed there. I was, honestly, I was kind of getting griefed by my friends. Everyone was wanting to catch it. There was kids running around and screaming. If you're new to the channel, you may not know that I'm a father of 2 little girls, and the house can be pretty hectic sometimes. So I was doing my best to lock in, but it was challenging. So I was making a lot of sloppy mistakes. But funnily enough, here we come up on behalf of him again. We want to help we know that that attack is going to do it, and this time we're going to be ready for it. Alright, so there it is, that red dragon, or that like glowing Dragonwild symbol in the middle. And you see that? Just start dodging. Just dodge out of the way. He's gonna shoot a huge concentrated fire blast right where you're standing. So give it like half a second and then just start rolling out of the way. And that is not the last time you will see it kind of get stuck on the rubble while you're in the fire like I did there. But yeah, he's gonna blast that at you. Just make sure you roll out of the way and kind of just keep rolling to ensure you're safe. If you're dodging, you're not gonna take damage basically. So just keep rolling. So now here we potentially discovered another mechanic. You can see I actually used that like pillar to block that brutal one-shot fire blast mechanic. So I may have accidentally discovered what you're actually supposed to do, which is to get behind the pillar and block it that way. But dodging works too. So if you can't get to a pillar, dodge. If you are near a pillar, stand directly behind the pillar. You're probably going to be safe, from what I gather. One thing I will say to Jagex, if you're watching this, the Dragonwilds team, I love the Fuzan fight, it's great. There's just one thing that bothers me, and this is like a very minor gripe, but I feel like it would make a big difference in the grand scheme of things, just for immersion-wise, is that Fuzan, like, doesn't look at you once during this fight. Like, it doesn't feel like Fuzan is fighting me, it feels like Fuzan is fighting the arena. And I just happen to be in the arena. Like he's not even acknowledging my presence. He's just blasting shit around the area. The dude doesn't lock eyes with me. That's all I'm saying. Maybe add that in, that he just looks at you. And yeah, I almost died there, but we didn't. So we spam some monkfish and we're good. And he's pretty much dead. So just, yeah, be careful when you're in that last chunk of his health, because I feel like he has some sort of enraged phase, and he just kind of starts going nuts and hitting you with a lot of stuff all at once. But just stay calm. If you get hit, eat some food. Don't let yourself get stacked out once you this far in. And there we go. We have defeated Fuzan, the Red Dragon General, and all that remains for the dragon bosses in the Cauldra Saga is Cauldra herself. And she's not out yet. So we head back to the Alcarid Oasis to go cash in our prize with Ichlerin, and there it is. Quest complete. We open up our pack, and we get the Dragon Fire Shield. Tier 7 Dragon Fire Shield. It's got the Fuzan's Fury parry, so now we have a fire parry effect. It's going to be great. One thing is, I thought we were getting the Fire Cape from beating the Fire Caves, and we didn't, so I think that must come from a Nightmare Crucible or something. And here you can see I have all my engrams there, so we are ready. And I mean, just look at that shield! It's gonna look so good once I get the Fire Cape and the Obsidian Armor. So I'll see you next time. Happy dragon hunting!